What's up, you guys? Alexandra here, and I cannot wait to share today's video with you guys. This video has just been a long time coming now, and yeah, we just kind of had like one technical difficulty after another, and it just didn't happen. Now, I know we did talk about these during a couple of lives and on Instagram, but I know not everybody gets to catch those, and everyone deserves to know about these. So without further ado, oh yeah, and there's going to be a giveaway, so make sure you stay tuned for that. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about these palettes. So if you guys do not know, Alter Ego makes dupe eyeshadow palettes. I think they have what, 1, 2, 3, 4 palettes. They just released actually a dupe for the Natasha Denona Viva palette. Now, these two that I have, this one is the Goddess palette, which is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Gold palette. And then this one right here, which is probably my favorite, is the Alter Ego Daydream palette, which is a dupe for the Huda New Nudes palette. All right, so since this one's my favorite, we're going to talk about this one very quickly first. So as I said, this is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Gold palette. Now, I will tell you, I do not own the gold palette. I do not own any Natasha Denona palette, mainly because now I do own Natasha Denona eyeshadows, but I do not own a palette because it's just too expensive. $125 is that's a little too rich for my blood. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. But this right here, if you want the colors and you want pigmentation and you want blendability and you want to be able to create any of the looks done on YouTube that was done by the Natasha Denona palette for $16, then I highly suggest you check this bad boy out. So it does have a mirror inside. And as you guys can see, this palette has definitely been very loved by me. I've had it for over a month now, but it is absolutely gorgeous. Now, a friend of mine does have this palette, the Natasha Denona one. So I can tell you guys that I did compare them side by side. I did swatch both of them, and I can tell you that there are a couple of colors that just are a teensy bit different in the Natasha Denona palette. And when I say a teensy bit, I mean like it may have like a little bit more of a green reflect to it, like the dupe for this one right here. Like the Natasha Denona has a little bit of a green undertone and that gold, which is kind of weird to me to have a green undertone and a gold, but it does. And this one, it's kind of more like a little bit of like a green reflect. It's weird, but I will tell you that when I took this palette and got on YouTube and looked up a Natasha Denona look and tried to create it with this palette, it was spot on. I got the same result. So you absolutely can do that with this palette. And I also think that I do have a code for you guys to use. So I will link it down below or put it right here if I do. I think it's for 10% off. So these palettes are already super inexpensive. So if you want them for even less expensive, then definitely use that. I don't get anything if you use it, just so you know. But let's talk about this one, because this one is my favorite. So this is the Daydream palette, and as I said, this is the dupe for the Huda New Nudes palette. And when I say dupe, I mean like dupe. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you guys don't know, the Natasha Denona, Jesus, I got that stuck in my head. Sorry. The Huda Beauty New Nudes palette had something different in it that like nobody had really ever seen before. And it was these like crazy little foil shades right here. And basically it had, as you can see, like little white, like kind of reflex in it. And then when you kind of put your finger in it and melted it together, it just gave this beautiful, like foiled, monochromatic, like just beautiful, I mean, pigmented, gorgeous look across your eyeshadow or your eyes. And they nailed it. I mean, Alter Ego nailed it. I was so surprised, like so surprised at how, I mean, just on it, they got those like little textured shimmer shades. I mean, this one right here, Fairy Tale, I mean, it is dead on. Dreamer, it is dead on. Now, I will tell you guys that a friend of mine, actually a neighbor right next door, has this why do I keep saying Natasha Denona? Oh my God, get it out of your head, Alex. Has the Huda Beauty New Nudes palette, and I, again, compared them side by side. Look at this, you guys. I even wrote notes. I took notes for you guys, okay? And I'm just saying, like, there were, again, very slight differences, but they were just, I mean, so minute. And honestly, I'm just saying, I actually liked applying this one better. Like, because the New Nudes palette was so pigmented, it was one of those things where you're like blending your life away to get your edges blended. And this one was not as pigmented. Now, it's still pigmented. Don't get me wrong, you guys. And by the way, I did create a look with this palette. So if you are interested in seeing that, stay tuned. But this palette is plenty pigmented. It's just not so pigmented that you're, again, blending your life away. It's just, I mean, just gorgeous. I mean, buttery, smooth, powdery. Now, there is kick up in this palette. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Just like any other dupe palette I've ever used, there's plenty of kick up. But it's in a good way because it's so soft and it's so powdery. It just, again, it gives you that blendability. You know what I'm saying? You guys know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. So I'm going to show you guys this palette. I mean, everything in it is the same. They even have the little concealer shade right here. I did even use that. I didn't have any problems with it. They do have the one press shimmer and then the 2 press glitters. And then again, like I said, the 1, 2, 3, 4 monochromatic like shades. And again, same with this palette. You can take it, watch any tutorial on YouTube, use it, and bam, come up with a look, and it comes out exactly the same. I mean, exactly the same. So I'm going to wipe my arm off, and I'm gonna let you guys watch the look that I created with these, with the Daydream palette, and then we will be back to talk about this giveaway. Okay, so don't worry, it is not your device. I do actually look white through here and then dark everywhere else because I just went ahead, did my eyebrows, carved them out with concealer, and then I like to do my eye makeup and then everything else. So this is actually the way I look, but don't worry, we will fix it later. But for right now, we are gonna go in with the Alter Ego Daydream palette, and I'm gonna show you guys one of my favorite looks really that I like to do with this palette. So the first color we are going to go into here is this like light purpley shade right here. It's called Celestial, and I like to just grab that on just a big fluffy brush and just let you guys know, of course, I did go ahead and prime my eyes with the Air Atelier eye primer. I love that eye primer. It's my favorite. So as you can see, and hopefully you guys can see, there's lots of kick up in this palette, lots and lots of kick up, but I don't really care about that. I know some people do. I personally don't, because it's just a matter of tapping your brush off, and I don't care about kick up as long as the pigmentation and blendability and all that is there, which there is with this palette. So I basically just take that color and I'm just gonna lightly kind of sweep this on basically my crease area. And I'm sorry again for the concealer, but I just have my eyebrows like done today, and whenever I do that, everything is really red. So rather than it be really, really red, I decided to make it really, really white for you. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, I just want a really light dusting of this Celestial color, like I said, right here on my crease, mainly because you have to be very careful with palettes with these kind of colors, because you can make your eyes kind of look like a bruised look, you know, you guys know what I'm talking about. So to try to kind of stay away from that, you just really have to be careful with what colors you're pairing up with what and how you're laying them down. So, but this is a beautiful palette. I mean, the New Nudes palette is really beautiful as well. So, you know, I mean, you really can't go wrong with either palette. But you guys know me. I love to save money, and I love saving you guys money wherever and whenever I can. So again, we're just blending this on right here in this outer corner and into our crease. I will say with this palette, it does definitely make a difference to use more of a stickier base or like a smoothing base, like the Urban Decay Potion Primer or the Air Altier Primer, or even just put concealer on and then, you know, use the eyeshadows. Do not do a powder. Like I know some people do concealer and then they set it with a powder. I would not recommend that with this palette. It just seems to really adhere more. And whenever I test palettes out, I like to test test them out, like every different way, what works best with it and what doesn't. That way I can tell you guys. So I will tell you this definitely does work better, and it blends just fine. You're not going to have problems like you do with other palettes with blending on a stickier base. This palette blends perfectly fine with a sticky base. So the next color we're going to go into here is Sunset, and I'm just going to use kind of a more flat, fluffy brush. This is my Sigma E25 blending brush. I really just love this brush for all things, but I just like it because it really gets like kind of up in, like, see that like fold right there? It really gets up in that fold of your eye. So, and then also you can do the sweeping motion down like that. I really love this brush for these types of looks and palettes. It's so versatile. I need to get some more Sigma brushes, to be completely honest. All right, you guys, so we could go a next step, just a tidbit deeper, which I think I'm gonna do. It could be a wrong move, but we're gonna just go for it. So I'm gonna go into Enchanted, which is kind of this like rosy, kind of like rosy purple color, but it's got like a little bit of a brown in it too, so it's not like super purpley. So I'm just gonna put that on a much smaller brush, and I'm gonna just concentrate that kind of like on and like below my crease here, just to kind of deepen up that crease area just a tidbit. And I'm kind of like turning, as you can see, my brush kind of like sideways, and I'm just using like the edge here of the brush, like this very edge point here. Okay, so I really want to show off these like monochromatic looking shades. They're just absolutely gorgeous, and I will tell you, they really are best applied with your finger. So we're gonna go into Daydream, which is this pinky color right here. I mean, look at that. It's just gorgeous. So we're gonna go into that first, and we're just gonna tap that very lightly all over the lid. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be flipping you guys off. It's not what I'm going for. These just have the prettiest just shift to it. They're so gorgeous, so gorgeous. All right, now, hang on a second. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab like a little concealer brush, and I'm gonna get into the concealer on here, and I'm just gonna kind of do kind of like a cut crease, but not really. I'm just gonna use it just to stamp right here on the corner, just so this next one of these monochromatics that we're gonna use like just adheres just a little bit better. I'm gonna dip my finger into Fairy Tale. Just like so. And I wish the camera really picked up like how beautiful this eye looks right now, because it is gorgeous. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. So I'm gonna do the other eye. Maybe it'll pick it up a little better on the other eye. See that? How it's got like the pink and then it goes to the dark pink. See, it's just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Gorgeous, darling, gorgeous. All right, you guys, so that is my favorite look to create with the Daydream palette, and is actually inspired by the same look that Huda did herself with her own palette on her channel. So again, you can definitely use these palettes to create the same looks that your favorite YouTubers are using with their higher end versions. So definitely check these out, you guys. They are totally worth it. As I said, they did just come out with a Biba dupe, and they do have another original palette. I think it's the Sultry palette, and I've heard nothing, and I mean nothing but amazing things about that palette. So definitely check that one out. I think I might actually have purchased that one myself because I've heard nothing but amazing things about it. All right, so let's talk about this giveaway because I am super excited to be doing this for you guys. And I have to give a big shout out and thank you to Alter Ego because they kind of agreed to help me out with this. All right, so I don't know if they're going to be sending me 2 palettes, 3 palettes. I really have no clue, but basically I'm going to be giving a couple of palettes away to you guys. It may be 2, it may be 3, we don't know yet, but all you got to do to enter to win this giveaway is obviously be subscribed, definitely like this video, and then comment down below which palette are you most excited for trying. Are you going to go get one? Let me know. So is it the Goddess palette, the Daydream palette? Are you interested in the new Biba version or Biba dupe? Or are you interested in trying out the original Sultry palette? So I will pick however many palettes they give me. If they send me 2 palettes, then I'll pick 2 winners. If they send 3, I'll pick 3 winners. Of course, I will put all of the information for the giveaway when it starts, obviously, when this video goes up, when it ends, all of that. And then definitely make sure, you guys, that you are checking the community tab for the winners, because that's where we announce all the winners at. I always put them there, even if I announce them in the video or in a live, I always put the winners in the community tab so that everybody can have a chance to just go there and look through. And you guys, make sure you're checking that. Make sure you're not missing out on your giveaway winnings. All right. All right. That's all I got for you guys today. I love you so very much. And until next time, see ya.